Mabuhay. And welcome back to ParaFit PH. You know, we always like to bring you guys something a little bit special. And, well, today is no exception.
Definitely not.
We're diving deep into something brand new. It's our ebook, Your Financial Safety Net, Building an Emergency Fund for Filipinos.
Yes. We've got an early copy, and we're going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek.
Ooh, a sneak peek. I like it.
This ebook, it's really something special because it's crafted specifically for Filipinos by Filipinos.
Yeah, for real.
So whether you are an OFW diligently sending your remittances back home, or you're navigating the complexities of a high income, or you're just, working hard to make sure your family is secure here.
Yeah.
This ebook is for you.
Absolutely. And, at its heart, this ebook, it's all about the emergency fund.
That's right.
It's kind of like your financial anti-aging, right?
Exactly.
To protect you against those unexpected, bad kind of pasalibong that life throws your way.
Yeah, because those can really knock you off track financially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So consider this deep dive your roadmap preview.
Yeah.
Okay? We structured this ebook to guide you through the entire process, starting with understanding why an emergency fund is important.
Right.
And then figuring out how much you actually need, where to keep it safe, but also accessible.
Yes.
And then most importantly, how to actually build that emergency fund step by step.
Step by step.
Exactly. But, we know talking about money can sometimes be a bit nakakan talk.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't want to do that to you guys. We're going to keep this conversation fun,
absolutely,
light and relatable.
Real life snippets.
Yeah, I got snippets, a little bit of suspense to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Keep you engaged.
And definitely some stories that hit close to home.
Yes.
For the Filipino experience.
That's like your barkada.
Yeah.
Sharing some serious but essential life hacks.
Exactly. So if you're ready to build that financial fortress for yourself, your loved ones.
Yes.
Stick around, okay.
We've got a sneak peek that's really going to get you thinking.
It is. It is. And don't forget, guys, subscribe to ParaFit PH on YouTube and follow us on Facebook.
So you're the first to know when the full ebook drops.
Yes. And for more practical tips to help you level up your para game.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's dive in.
Chapter 1 of the ebook tackles the why.
The why.
Why is having an emergency fund so important, especially in the unique Filipino context?
Right, and we're not just talking about hypotheticals here.
Oh, no.
We're talking real-life moments that serve as wake-up calls.
Yeah, major wake-up calls.
You know what's really striking in this chapter is how it uses everyday scenarios that so many of us can relate to.
Totally.
Like imagine this, you have an accident.
Oh, no.
You need to go to the emergency room. Medical bills appear out of nowhere.
That's the worst.
If you're not prepared, that can really throw a wrench in your plans.
Those things you never see coming.
Right.
That hit the hardest. Yeah. And the ebook also talks about job insecurity.
Yes.
Unexpected income loss. It's something that resonates so deeply with us.
Especially with economic uncertainties.
Oh, absolutely. And to really drive the point home, the ebook even looks back at the COVID-19 pandemic as this big global wake-up call.
It was.
And it shares a story.
It does.
About Mark and Jenny.
Right.
They had to close their small business.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they get hit with all these medical expenses.
Oh, that's rough.
So it's a stark reminder of how quickly things can change.
For sure.
And how important it is to have that safety net.
Absolutely.
So the ebook is very clear about defining what constitutes a real emergency.
Yes.
It's got to be those unforeseen medical needs, job losses, urgent home repairs, family crises.
Things you can't control.
Okay, so not that shiny new phone you've been on.
Right.
It's not an excuse to dip into your emergency fund.
Exactly.
So the ebook emphasizes that your emergency fund should prevent you from having to do things like liquidate your long-term investments too early, or resort to those high-interest loans.
High-interest loans are bad news.
They are bad news.
Stay away from them.
So it's really about avoiding that unnecessary debt.
That's right.
And achieving genuine financial well-being.
Yeah, it's about that sense of control and peace of mind.
Yeah, knowing you're prepared for whatever life throws your way.
Exactly.
And you know what I found really insightful is how the ebook addresses the Filipino context specifically.
Yes.
It talks about the unique pressures faced by OFWs.
Our OFWs are heroes.
They are, and they're often seen as the go-to for any financial emergency back home.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And the ebook shares Liza's story.
Yeah.
She's an OFW in Hong Kong. And like so many others, she was sending most of her earnings back home.
Right.
which is, it's a common practice rooted in love and responsibility.
Oh, absolutely.
But then she lost her job unexpectedly.
Oh, no.
And she had no savings to fall back on.
That's a tough situation.
It is, and it led to debt.
Yeah, and a really difficult situation.
So it really makes you think, right, how can you be there for your family if your own finances are not secure?
You need to take care of yourself, too.
You need to take care of yourself, too. So the ebook encourages readers to find that balance.
Yeah.
Prioritize their own emergency preparedness as well.
Absolutely.
So the why is clear. An emergency fund is a must, especially for us Filipinos.
It's not a luxury.
No, it's not a luxury. It's a necessity.
Right.
But now the question is,
how much?
How much?
That's the big question.
Chapter 2 dives into that.
Yes, it does.
It introduces that 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses rule.
3 to 6 months.
That's the rule of thumb.
It's a good starting point.
It's a good starting point. But the ebook breaks down what living expenses really means.
Yeah, in the Filipino context.
Because it's not just your bills, right?
No.
It's more than that.
It includes things like rent or mortgage payments.
Which can be significant.
Yeah, especially in certain cities.
Utilities too.
Mm-hmm. Our electricity bills?
Oh my gosh.
Can be quite high.
Especially with the aircon.
With the weather here, yeah.
Exactly. And then you've got your food,
groceries, transportation,
insurance premiums.
Yes, don't forget those.
And even debt payments.
It all adds up.
So the ebook provides this really comprehensive picture of your monthly obligations.
It does.
And then it goes a step further and talks about the factors that might influence how you adapt that 3 to 6 month rule.
Right, because one size doesn't fit all.
Definitely not when it comes to parents.
No.
So it asks you to think about your income stability.
How stable is your income?
Are you a freelancer?
With fluctuating income?
Or do you have a more predictable, stable job?
It's a big difference.
It is a big difference. And then it talks about family responsibilities.
Are you single or do you have dependents who rely on you?
Yeah, that will definitely affect how much you need.
It will.
And then the ebook brings up health and insurance coverage.
Very important.
So important.
Especially here.
Healthcare costs can be a lot.
They can.
So if you don't have good insurance,
a larger emergency fund is a good idea.
A very good idea. And your debt level also plays a role.
Absolutely.
Right. It's all connected.
It is.
Juggling debt repayment and building an emergency fund.
It's a balancing act.
It is a balancing act.
And we have to acknowledge
the
cost of living is different in different parts of the Philippines.
So true. So true. What might be enough in a province might not be enough in a city like Manila.
Metro Manila is expensive.
Oh, it is so, to help us visualize this, the ebook even gives us a formula.
Yes.
For calculating our emergency fund target.
It uses an example with a placeholder of 30,000 pass for monthly expenses.
So you can plug in your own numbers.
Exactly.
And see what you get.
It makes it more tangible.
But it's really important to remember.
Yes.
This emergency fund is only for true emergencies.
Not for a new phone.
No.
Not for that vacation.
Not for your Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
It's got to be a real unavoidable emergency.
That's right.
And it's not a set it and forget it kind of number.
No, it's not.
The ebook encourages us to reassess and adjust our target over time.
Life changes.
Life changes, right?
Yeah.
You might get a new job.
You might have a growing family.
You might have changes in your health.
Absolutely.
But the ebook also offers encouragement.
It does.
For those who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed.
It can be daunting.
Right. By the thought of saving that much.
Yeah.
But it reminds us that we can start small.
Even 500 or your 1,000 a month.
Just be consistent.
Build that momentum.
It's like planting a seed.
And watching it grow.
And speaking of keeping things moving,
yes,
the ebook gives us a glimpse into the next chapter.
Where to keep your emergency fund.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is.
Because where you keep it matters.
It does.
For safety, accessibility, and maybe even a little growth.
Exactly.
So we all know the traditional bank savings account.
The basic option.
The basic option.
Right.
What are the pros? Easy access.
You got it.
Key DIC insurance. Stability. Very stable.
But of course, there's the drawback.
Low interest rates.
Your money is safe.
But it's not really growing. It's just sitting there.
So the ebook introduces high-interest savings accounts.
Ooh, tell me more.
These offer a slightly better return.
Okay.
While still being safe and accessible.
But there might be some conditions.
Yeah, like a limit on withdrawals.
Okay.
Or a minimum balance requirement.
All right, so you got to read the fine print.
Always read the fine print.
The ebook also talks about money market accounts.
These can potentially offer even higher interest rates,
Ooh, even higher.
but they might have higher minimum deposit requirements.
So that's something to consider.
Yeah, if you're just starting out.
Exactly. And then there's time deposits.
A lot of Filipinos are familiar with those.
Yeah.
But the ebook points out that they might not be ideal for emergency funds.
Because you can't access the money easily.
And there are penalties for early withdrawal.
And remember, with an emergency fund, you need quick access.
Quick access is key.
Exactly. Now, for the tech-savvy Filipinos out there,
Yes.
the ebook highlights digital banks.
These are becoming more and more popular.
They are?
They offer higher interest rates,
Okay.
easy management through apps,
Convenient?
and often lower fees.
Well, I like it.
Some examples are Tonic, ING, CIMB.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, they're pretty well known.
But one thing to consider,
Yeah,
they don't have physical branches.
that's true.
So if you need face-to-face interaction,
Or if you're in an area with unreliable internet, it might not be the best option.
and this next recommendation is so unique.
Tell me.
Keep 1 month's worth of living expenses in cash at home.
Really?
Yes, this is especially important in the Philippines.
What about all the typhoons and earthquakes?
Exactly. You might not be able to access ATMs,
Or even have power.
so having cash on hand can be crucial.
It's a lifesaver.
But of course, the ebook gives safety tips.
Like where to keep it.
Yeah, keep it secure and discreet.
And don't keep all your eggs in one basket.
Right, it should only be a portion of your total emergency fund.
So the best place for your emergency fund,
Yeah,
it really depends on your individual needs and priorities.
it does.
But there are more strategies to come.
Oh yes, there are. We're actually going to skip ahead to chapter 6,
Ooh, exciting.
how to build it.
The practical part.
This is where the ebook gets really Pinoy.
Yes. Practical strategies for financial security.
I love that title. And it starts with a quote from Liza.
The OFW from Hong Kong.
Remember her? She talked about a hospital bill wiping out her savings.
It's a powerful reminder.
It is. It really sets the stage.
So step 1 is all about starting small, but thinking big.
Yeah, so don't feel overwhelmed.
You don't have to save everything at once.
The ebook suggests breaking down your savings goal.
Into daily or weekly targets.
So like saving just 82 a day.
That's doable.
It is, and it adds up to $30,000 in a year.
Imagine that.
And if you skip one food delivery order per week,
You could save over $15,000.
I like those numbers. And then there's the GCash Save Money feature.
Oh yeah, the auto roundup.
So like when your jeepney fare is 47, it rounds up to 50.
And the extra goes to your savings.
It's effortless saving.
I love
And then there's Rico's story.
the security guard.
He saved $50,000 in a year
By dropping 20 coins in a jar every night.
every night.
Consistency is key.
It really is. It's inspiring.
It is.
Step 2 is all about budgeting, like a sorry store owner.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
It's so Filipino.
It is.
And it's about making sure your sahud lasts
Yeah, we all know that feeling.
when the money disappears too quickly.
The Pinoy budget framework is a good solution.
Tell me more.
50% for essentials, 30% for savings, and 20% for flexible spending.
It's okay. That makes sense.
And the key is to automate your savings.
Yeah, set it and forget it.
Exactly. And the ebook gives a pro tip.
Oh, a pro tip.
Label your e-wallet accounts.
Like for different purposes.
Yes, so you know what's what.
And suggests a visual reminder.
Like, kapag walang laman ang emergency fund, alam mang bawal gumastos.
I love that.
It's a good reminder.
It is.
Step 3 addresses the issue of not having enough income.
Which is a reality for many.
It is.
And it encourages us to explore side hustles.
Which are so common in Filipino culture.
Yeah, we're resourceful people.
We are.
So the ebook gives us a top 5 side hustles list.
With actionable ideas.
Yeah, so you can actually start doing something.
Like freelance content creation.
Okay.
You can earn 500 per article.
Not bad.
There are platforms like onlinejobs.ph and Facebook groups.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those.
Then there's TikTok, Tindera.
Ooh, selling online.
You can sell homemade goods.
Yeah.
And even make how I make 1,000-day videos.
People love those.
They do.
And then you can monetize through TikTok Shop or sponsorships.
It's a whole new world.
It is.
You can also become a food delivery writer,
Okay.
use a bike or an e-bike, and sign up with apps like Food Panda or Grabs.
A lot of those writers are...
They're everywhere.
They are. And then there's online UK flipping
Buy low, sell high.
on platforms like Carousel.
Exactly.
And lastly, freelance padala service.
You can help OFWs with their documents.
Yeah.
And charge $500 per transaction.
These are all great ideas.
They are.
And then there's Maria's story.
She earns an extra $25,000 per month.
Wow.
Selling homemade kakanin online.
That's amazing.
Part-time.
Part-time. So it's possible
It is.
to boost your income.
Absolutely.
Step 4 is all about avoiding costly mistakes.
Yes. These can really derail your progress.
Mistake number 1, using your emergency fund for non-emergencies.
Don't do it.
Resist the temptation.
The solution is the 24-hour rule.
Wait a full day before making any big purchases
It gives you time to think.
and avoid impulse buys.
Exactly.
Mistake number 2, investing your emergency savings in risky opportunities.
Stick to safe and liquid options.
Digital banks are better than speculative investment.
For your emergency fund, yes.
And mistake number 3, not updating your savings goals.
Things change, your goals should too.
Recalculate your target every 6 months.
And use online calculators to account for inflation.
Inflation can really eat away at your savings.
It can.
So the ebook ends with a message.
Your future self will thank you.
I love that.
And it gives us a mini action plan.
Start today.
Open a high-interest savings account,
Okay.
set up an automatic savings transfer,
Even a small amount,
and sell some unused items.
you get started.
You got it.
And then there's Lola Rita's quote.
About the emergency fund being for your loved ones, too.
It's not just about you.
It's about protecting the people you care about.
And that brings us to the end of this chapter preview.
But there's more to come.
Oh yes, the ebook covers maintaining and protecting your emergency fund.
Stay tuned for that.
So there you have it, guys, a sneak peek into our new ebook.
Your financial safety net,
We hope you found it valuable.
and that you're excited for the full release.
We really believe this ebook can help Filipinos achieve financial security.
It's a step in the right direction.
So take a moment, reflect on your own financial preparedness.
Do you have an emergency fund?
If not,
Take that first step today.
no matter how small.
Start building that safety net.
And remember, the full ebook goes into even more detail.
It helps you calculate your emergency fund size,
It explores different places to keep your money,
and it gives you even more practical strategies.
tailored for Filipinos.
So don't miss out.
Subscribe to Parafit PH on YouTube
And follow us on Facebook
for the official ebook launch.
and more financial literacy content
We're here to empower you.
on your financial journey.
Taking control of your financial future starts with one step.